Have you ever had a friend who was a bit too clingy at times? Now, have you ever thought of what it would be like if that friend ended up being your lover? That's exactly what this story is about today. A series with steamy, close encounters and a whole lot of teasing that'll leave you wanting for more. It's a game of love versus friendship between a socially awkward girl and a school beauty with a whole lot of air inside her head.
私が恋人になれるわけないじゃん。無理無理。無理じゃなかった。
In a classic anime rooftop scene, it seems a confession is underway. But oh, what's this? It appears this beautiful blonde is confessing to another girl. Renako Amaori is getting ready for her first day in high school. Thankfully, her mom and sister don't forget to gas her up. After all, it's hard making friends and being normal, as we all know. Enter Mai Otsuka, the student representative who appears to have some real aura. Daughter of a fashion designer and a model herself, Mai is quite literally her. All this is good news for Renako, though. Since she's lucky enough to be seated next to Mai, she's free to suck up as much aura as she wants. And it all starts with being friends. It isn't just good looks that Mai wields either. She is incredibly charismatic and social, the perfect normie to adopt our Renako. Everything is looking up. She even finds other normies by extension of Mai. And everything is starting to look like the normie life she's always dreamed of. Thing is, though, Renako is still too much of a noob to keep up. Despite her best efforts, after just 2 months, she realizes how she's still the same socially awkward girl from middle school. Having run out of energy for her dailies, Renako crashes out by the rooftop railing, but almost as if the gods themselves see the irresponsible loitering, an angel descends to set things right. Except this angel is quite clumsy and an airhead. The sudden beauty shocks Renako, leaving her to fall from the roof's ledge, showing exactly why you shouldn't do as she did. Mai rushes to save her and successfully gets her arms around Renako. Unfortunately, they are in the middle of the air, falling rapidly to their doom. Thankfully, Mai has incredible luck. Wait, luck is the most useless stat in games. They survived, but not without adding a bit of trembling to Mai's cool and calm facade. I guess the fall couldn't have been too hard, given how she's so airheaded. That's plot armor for you. What follows is a trauma dump no man or woman could ever be ready for. Renako lets out her emotions, telling Mai all about how much of a loser failure girl she actually is. Being bad at dealing with crowds and talking to people, it's a story that hits pretty close to home. Of course, this comes as a shock to Mai, as she had been performing seemingly well. But as any gamer would know, that's just because her mana wasn't running low. Her overall speech skill is still abysmal, so she can't maintain her aura for long. Not being familiar with the loser gamer slang she uses, though, Mai could only smile and apologize for her own aura. But finding this opportunity to open up herself, she reveals how she too had been suffering from success. Having a bit of imposter syndrome like the zoomer that she is, she worries others don't see her for who she truly is. So in the end, she too can't help but feel lonely. What's a perfect girl to do in such a situation? Her true self, what is it really? Nevertheless, Mai is still the social juggernaut that she is, and Renako can't help but be infatuated still. And who wouldn't? Her quirky speech patterns, her positive attitude, all that talk about weakness just brings this angel closer to the ground, where we can, respectfully, admire her even more. In contrast, all Renako can do is retreat to the rooftop and hang precariously by the edge. Because of all this drama, though, the two are able to finally see eye to eye. Renako is able to offer her support and comfort as someone who's even more of a failure. A fine state of relationship for a loser such as herself, as she digs her claws deeper into the beautiful blonde. It becomes a mutual agreement where both are happy and thankful, even being brought to tears. Now that their relationship has begun anew, friendship now truly blossoms between them. Friendship, exactly what Renako was looking for all along. Two very different people, each having somewhat similar problems. A destined meeting and a secret relationship has begun. Just look at the two of them being so happy. Girls' love truly is one of the wonders of the world. Now, as they both return to the normal affairs of their life, things are just that little bit different. Even while under pressure from normie friends, Renako is no longer alone in her struggle. Renako has finally bagged the friend she's been dreaming of. And for someone as deluded, Mai may even be seen as a best friend, a dreamy start to a promising high school life. Or so she thought. How can this be? Renako says, confused as all hell. Right after things were looking so good for our friendship, Mai is confessing her love to me? Oh, there's just no way I can have a lover.
私が恋人になれるわけないじゃん。無理無理。無理じゃなかった。
After witnessing her friend give her a confession of love, Renako is distraught and confused about what to do. Is her dream of normie friendship over, just as it was getting started?
You can't have possibly found someone better than me, have you?
As if, Renako retorts. There's just no woman better after all. Love versus friendship, which will prevail in the arena of Renako's high school heart? So the plot is finally within our sights. With Mai so in love, she can't help but stalk her prey first thing in the day. A yandere too? Now that's more like it. With such aggressive love pressure, Renako is trying to understand how this girl's love fantasy is her love life reality. Unfortunately for her, Mai's reasoning is both logical as it is simple. After comforting each other the day prior, and no, not that type of comfort, you perverts, Mai realized how her heart would throb at the mere thought of the socially awkward girl. And for that reason, Mai loves Renako. She was there for her despite each other's vulnerabilities. And you may be thinking, well, anyone could have done that, just like Renako. But the fact is, it was her. And for that reason, she's taken her heart. As a great series once taught me, love is a war that's all about speed and timing. But still, this is all far too much for a girl who didn't even have a friend before.
I knew it. You indeed love me too. Let's have babies.
We aren't lovers, and friends can't have babies. How wrong you are, Renako. Seeing the reluctance, Mai does what any good girl's love enjoyer would do. Gaslight the heck out of Mai and make it a gender issue. But even with that, it's hard for anyone to think that's enough to stop a relationship with Mai. She's far too prized of a catch, but all that doesn't help figure out the important part.
It's not like I haven't any reason for feeling this way, Renako.
Holding firm against the attack, Renako just can't accept it. She doesn't want a lover, she wants a friend, a real friend. And despite Mai's desires, a lover can't just be a friend just like that. That usually doesn't work out in real life. But isn't it strange for Renako to want someone she loves and who confessed to her to be a simple friend, absent of the carnal parts of a romantic relationship?
I would call that insincerity, wouldn't you say?
You can't say that in 2025. Asexuality is a thing now, Mai Otsuka. After such an accusation, Renako finally realized how Mai had been gaslighting her into loving her. But is there anyone who doesn't love Mai Otsuka? Yeah, these two aren't getting anywhere. Renako gives up and instead states the difficulties of having a relationship at this point. Already having much difficulty trying to stay popular and social, it would be hard to juggle such a relationship. Mai doesn't care though, they aren't breaking up. Wait, what's there to break up? Rightfully so, Renako is still scared. People come and go and lose interest. She couldn't bear to see that happen with Mai as a girlfriend. But wasn't Renako literally an awkward loner before high school? How could she possibly have relationship experience? Well, she doesn't. It's all right, Renako, don't we all? Lucky for her, as if proving my point, her new girlfriend is also a fair maiden, believing in true love and the purity of relationships. Only the one she falls in love with shall have her chastity. Take her as an example, Mai Otsuka is one to look up to. Despite all the shenanigans, Mai and Renako are unable to see eye to eye. Mai wants a lover, and Renako wants a best friend. Mai doesn't believe they'd ever break up, and Renako thinks otherwise. And at the heart of the matter, there's just no way Renako can have a lover at this point. I mean, the manga just started after all, and it lacks a Yuri tag. Are these two destined to be lovers or best friends? What can be done to make things right for both of these girls? What can be done for this manga to have an original plot that separates itself from others like it? And so, Mai proposes a compromise, while also getting some harassment in. If Mai had said she didn't wish to be friends at all, that would have hurt Renako greatly. But as sad puppy eyes as that situation is, that's also how it feels for Mai to be rejected as a lover. Equal respect and care should go both ways. Not that Mai is a stellar example of mutuality, but you get the point. So, in the end, there is only really one answer. For some days, they will be lovers, and for others, they will be best friends. Mai will do her best to charm and seduce the innocent Renako. Meanwhile, Renako will try her best to do the complete opposite of that. A battle that will last until one is proven right. Love versus friendship. Who will win? Well, definitely not us because of shampoo bottles.
私が恋人になれるわけないじゃん。無理無理。無理じゃなかった。
The third day has come ever since the start of the fateful battle between love and friendship. Renako yanks Mai into the girls' bathroom, trying not to be seen by anyone around. But of course, there always is with Mai around teasing if Renako wanted to be with her alone that badly. In particular, whether her hair is let down or tied up decides whether or not they spend the day as lovers or as friends. Mai being Mai, she still has it let down. You have to make the most of the lack of bedhead after all. This situation has Renako grumpy, however. How can I stay straight when you're so pretty? But considering they were friends for 2 months before the wager, Mai sees no sin in her actions, and so she sins even more. Unfortunately for Renako, all lover actions are fair game during Lover's Day, and Mai doesn't mind being freaky in public. Makes me wish that sort of misfortune were more common. Truly, it's a level of freak Renako could never have expected, but that just goes to show how much Mai is serious about her love. All this doesn't help Renako though, as she feels almost like a dog getting cuddled. What could the perfect girl, Mai, love so much about little ol' her? But even that thought alone pleases Mai greatly. It makes it seem Renako is asking for Mai to show her even more love. And while I'd love to see that myself, Renako being so bullyable is pleasing enough for Mai. Despite the internal turmoil within Renako, for Mai, all this is just according to plan. With how Renako's acting, she isn't properly acting out their deal of being lovers. In fact, she sounds kind of feral. This just allows Mai to play around with her further though. Do you still want me as a lover even after all this? To Mai, the answer couldn't be any clearer.
Of course, in fact, I love you even more.
An answer that sounds straight from a longtime lover. No matter how rough Renako may improve in this play of lovers, Mai just paps it all up, even showing a bit of her glowing masochistic side. I hope this is expanded upon further. Don't you agree? Getting back into the classroom, Renako, still troubled, is greeted by an angel, who asks if she'd rather be a gold digger or a sugar mommy to a pretty boy. Apparently, it's a question from a magazine she's reading, but really, she just wanted to vent out her own thoughts on an ideal type. A natural desire considering she has 2 little brothers to take care of at home. But who is this girl? Well, this new angel is Ajisai Sena, and something about her self-confidence is eerily familiar. Just as Renako was starting to fall for yet another girl, a small and adorable ball of energy entered the room, promising us a good future with swimsuit Mai. This divine messenger is none other than Kaho Koyanagi, and if you can't already tell, this is the part where we're introduced to a bunch of characters, including the cool beauty Satsuki Koto. Despite being cool, she does seem pretty jealous of the bombshell Mai, though I guess who wouldn't be? Speaking of, not one to miss a compliment, Mai is there to round out the beautiful 4, a sight that would be blindingly bright if not for Mai's odd superiority, which Renako is now aware of. As they gather around, the petted Kaho suggests an outing in search of summer clothes. Unfortunately for us, Satsuki immediately passes as she has some studying to do, a fact that Mai takes as a cute gesture, since she still won't be passing her in terms of grades. With the angel Ajisai joining in though, the invite to hang out inevitably reaches Renako, who, as you'd expect, doesn't really want to, considering her social energy, but alas, peer pressure moves her to agree anyway. Who is she to turn down an invite to hang out with most of the beautiful 4? But in hearing her reluctance, Renako's best friend/lover decided to reach out with a helping hand. Initially flying over Renako's head, it was when Mai herself declared she wouldn't attend that it finally clicked for the socially awkward girl. Mai was giving her a way out. As her lover, she's trying to be helpful, but isn't that what friends do too? Well, with that logic at hand, Renako accepts the help. Mai then grounds Kaho too, telling her she should study before, also cutting deeper into Satsuki's pride. who, by the way, had been Mai's friend since before high school. Maybe bickering is the encapsulation of a long-lasting friendship. Just as the beautiful four were just about in agreement, though, Kaho managed to eke out one final word, having sniffed a bit of the tension between Renako and Mai. Being bad at lying, Renako completely forgets that Mai and she are even friends, and says how they're both just classmates. A perfect opportunity for Mai to do a bit of teasing. But perhaps it was a move too risky, as Kaho once again picked up on the lewd looks they're sharing. Well, Mai at least. The cool beauty Satsuki isn't fazed though, as that's just par of the course for Mai Ozuka. But Kaho, being Mai's #1 supporter, isn't completely sold. Satsuki once again rejects the idea as Mai is far too vain for romance. And almost like she's proving her point, Mai takes Ajisai's compliment in stride. Letting her guard down a bit, Renako is very quickly reminded of the game she was playing. With absolute confidence and no shame whatsoever, Mai gets behind Renako and embraces her close, keeping her hands a bit too low.
Perhaps Renako is my #1 supporter this time around.
Stunning the 3 other members of the Beautiful Four, Mai proves once again why she's just built different. Renako, meanwhile, suffers the most damage, ending up as red as a tomato. No less confused than when the chapter started, what could Mai be thinking? Why would she be so daring towards a gloomy nobody like Renako? Could all this just be an elaborate joke? Or maybe Mai's head has yet to recover from the fall from chapter 1? Nevertheless, we flash forward. Right in front of Renako, in the very private pool they had discussed previously, is Mai, clad in a swimsuit that can only be described as sexy. How could it turn out like this?
私が恋人になれるわけないじゃん。無理無理。無理じゃなかった。
Absolutely fuming from the ambush by swimsuit Mai, Renako can't believe Mai's plans were actually with her, alone, in the pool. Okay, relax, Renako. This is more of a moment in heaven than any place in hell. But speaking of, Mai is just hot, isn't she? A reflection of perfection. But let's go back to before we reach this point. Mai, by the school entrance, invites Renako to an after-school date. So, that's what she meant by she had plans later. Understandably, her knees are weak, and her arms are heavy from the prospect that they could end up alone together. She is a virgin after all. Making a clever dodge, she suggests they go to a cafe, to which Mai responds with a recommendation. Taking her hand, she says that it's a place she's always wanted to go to with Renako for quite some time. And, surprise! It's the hotel pool that was mentioned before. A fancy one at that too. So fancy, in fact, Mai is drinking some sort of rose-hip tea, and Renako can't even see any prices on the menu. Truly a horrifying sight. To add even more to her shame, Mai is willing to be a sugar mommy and offers her a membership card for future access. Trying to forget about their financial differences, Renako gets a good look at her lover's body. And gosh damn if it isn't spicy. She looks like a picture-perfect doll. The situation is no longer just foreign, it's gone completely alien from what she knows. Speaking of, Mai finally speaks up to Renako, asking the most essential question.
Why don't you get into your swimsuit, baby girl?
Mai lets her know about the huge selection of swimsuits that she can borrow with her membership card, giving her zero excuse not to swim with her. Renako, though, brings up a good point of wanting to have gone to a cafe instead, not a pool. The point evades Mai, though, as she just brought her to a cafe with a pool. Isn't that better after all? Well, not for Renako. Especially since there's no way she's getting in a swimsuit in front of Mai looking that sexy. There's just no victory to be had. Giving one of the plot twists of the year, Mai reveals she was never in the mood to swim to begin with. The reason? Well, she would have needed to tie her hair up to get in the water, which would have meant the end of their time as lovers and the return to their time as best friends. A clever point that even Renako didn't realize. Mai is really taking their deal seriously after all, much more than Renako probably is herself. Mai is here, in her hot swimsuit, just happy to enjoy the moment they share together. Renako hates to admit it, but the pool Mai brought her to is indeed a relaxing and peaceful place. A break from all the stress that Mai knows Renako feels at school. Realizing this, Renako gives a small and awkward thank you, which, to Mai's delight, is absolutely adorable. The private pool is truly a nice place, a place that Renako on her own would never have gotten to. That is to say, she's happy to be with Mai right now. Mai is happy that Renako is happy. Renako, well, she's being as tsundere as she can for the sake of saving their friendship. But whether it be as lovers or as best friends, Renako does wish that she can one day be more comfortable around Mai. Maybe then they can have their steamy swimming arc. Finally, the two find themselves at the front of the train station saying their farewells. Mai, though, is not satisfied just yet, asking if she doesn't want her to accompany her home and call one of her 10 cars for her. But due to Renako's shame hitting the maximum it could, they can only part ways, making Mai pretty sad. Meanwhile, Renako is not all that sad, telling Mai she better have her hair up tomorrow, signaling their best friend time. In response, Mai simply pats her head, says she isn't satisfied, and slowly gets closer.
Don't.
What the? Mai is so close. So close!
No, I can't! Before totally losing her chastity, Renako shows her the hand, declaring she isn't such a simple girl that you could kiss in a week. This cute defense fully breaks Mai, causing her to go feral, grabbing Renako's hands and holding her helpless. But then,
I don't want to force you just yet. So, I'll hold myself back for today.
Mai says while giving Renako a peck on the nose. The playful peck came as a shock to the fair maiden Renako, causing her to recoil in shock. As always, Mai finds this to be the cutest thing in the world. Wait, aren't they in the middle of a busy station? Renako perseveres through her trembling spirit, making known that Mai will for sure be her best friend tomorrow, and she'll see the goodness of friendship and all things non-romantic. Mai is excited to see it, likely not convinced, as she's simply excited for their next date, which friends kinda don't have, but they do. So I guess we'll be treated to more sweetness regardless. Trying one more time, Mai tells Renako they could just forget the two-part act and just stay as lovers. It's much simpler after all. Like the good girl she is, Renako says no to the devil on her shoulders and holds strong. Now, the two finally say their goodbyes for real, with Mai not forgetting an "I love you" and leaving Renako with a threat to her chastity.
Next time I'll kiss your lips,
Says Mai. Left dumbfounded, Renako can only stand still, red as a tomato, while her lover casually walks away. Good luck, Renako. Surely next time you can show her the fun of being best friends.
私が恋人になれるわけないじゃん。無理無理。無理じゃなかった。
At some point while in school, Mai's phone dings with a notification, a message from her lover. Or should I say, best friend, seeing as her hair's tied up. Receiving an invitation to come over, Mai couldn't help but stand in sparkling excitement as she looked over Reneko's way. Meanwhile, Reneko copes to herself that there isn't anything wrong with inviting a best friend over. Even one who literally tried to kiss her previously. What will happen in this next chapter, with Reneko looking so cute? With the two now at Reneko's lovely abode, Reneko welcomes Mai inside her perfectly normal room. Understandably, as Reneko's lover, Mai can't help but shake at the very idea that she is now inside her room, absorbing her very essence. Still shaken, she admits how nervous she is being inside for the first time, as it feels just like Reneko. Meanwhile, Renako is relieved to see Mai being the one stressed out for once. Looking around, Mai spots controllers and even whole boxes of video games. Shyly, Reneko admits how she's very into gaming. As expected of our girl. Like any gamer, though, she is a bit worried Mai will look at her differently because of it. But just like in real life, Mai is instead intrigued to learn more about the one she loves. She even suggests she shows her some games, sharing how she hasn't experienced one herself. In perhaps the purest form of love, Mai is trying to understand Renako. Now, even more excited, Renako sits down, suggesting they play together. Still hesitant, Mai is insecure about her lack of experience. Reneko, though, is sure her pure talent will carry her through. I mean, she's got that luck stat, doesn't she? Plus, they're currently best friends. Neither of them need to hold back. That fact is a bit hard for the always perfect Mai to process, though. This time, it's Reneko who's excited by the innocence and vulnerability that Mai is showing. With already such a flawlessly beautiful face, Reneko can't believe how much cuter Mai is when she's acting all nice and reserved. Realizing she was staring a bit too intently at a quote-unquote friend, Reneko gets back to suggesting video games. This is also an exciting prospect for her, as she hasn't played with a second player. In fact, she hasn't had anyone inside her room before. Reneko proceeds to vent. In her dark past, she was practically shunned for suggesting a new zombie game to high school girls. As expected, Mai doesn't understand why, failing to see how not everyone is as irresistible as her. Nevertheless, Mai can only thank the Lord above for having the honor of being Renako's first. Glad to see her finally being her confident self in this chapter. Moving on. The two play the zombie game with some clear comms that any gamer would envy. And as expected, the diligent Mai is taking things very seriously and doing pretty darn well. Should we ever have doubted her? But this very feeling is what Reneko has been wanting all along. A relaxing chill time gaming with a best friend, Reneko is finally at peace. Her dreams have finally come true and she couldn't ask for more. I mean, would she even be able to handle any more than this? I wonder what Mai is thinking of her first gaming session. As Reneko was thinking this, she ends up making close eye contact with the angelic blonde. Flustered, she gets them to move on to the next level, in-game of course. She still can't help but wonder though, does Mai enjoy being best friends as much as her? But just like that, we move on to the next Monday, with Reneko receiving the message this time. Mai thanks her for the invite before, and for the fun gaming session they shared. Now, she wishes to come over today too. Oh, what fun, even more gaming in store for Reneko. Nope, this time Mai's hair is fully down, meaning Lover's Day is on the menu. Despite this, Reneko still can't say no, and agrees to the dubious state she now has coming to her. She can only slump down on her desk, not sure what to expect when they meet up at her house as lovers this time. But there's no time for fear, for the angel Ajisai is here. Having worried her, Reneko simply says she's thinking about some studies she has, as well as a hangout later that day. Like a true guardian angel, Ajisai tells her to just enjoy the moment and have fun. Studies can wait till later after all. It's a perfect suggestion that lights up Reneko. Maybe a bit too much, as now Ajisai is curious what she's doing later in the hangout. Now Reneko can't possibly bring up zombie shooters, right? Well, Ajisai is a bit too good of a person. Surely she has her own dark secrets. Best to keep it to yourself, huh, Reneko? Thankfully, Ajisai is angelic enough not to pry any further. Looking across the classroom, she sees Mai. The two had agreed that during Lover's Day, they would leave the classroom separately and meet up somewhere else later. A special request from Mai. Perhaps she's worried that fun days together like before would be put at risk if they're seen together. Resolving herself, Reneko starts to think it should be fine to hang out with Mai at her home once again. I'm so excited! I can't wait to play video games again! Reneko's famous last words before disaster.
私が恋人になれるわけないじゃん。無理無理。無理じゃなかった。
Did that leave you hanging? Check out our other works here, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe.